not filmed a YouTube video in like forever, and I feel like an intruder here. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Giftogo. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber living in England, United Kingdom. And if this is your first time of watching any of my videos, if this is your first time coming across my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I just finished an interview with a marketing communications agency. I applied for a part-time marketing communications position. Fingers crossed. I had like the interview went well. Basically, I think I enjoyed talking about myself and my experience there and learning more about the company. I already did my research prior to that. I have another interview on Thursday and I think another one next week. So we'll just see how it goes. Let's just see how these interviews, back-to-back interviews go. And they are all in marketing because I'm actually like looking for a marketing role like I talked about in my video where I mentioned being depressed. So thank you for watching all my videos, guys. Thank you for your nice comments. Thank you for always watching and always supporting my channel. Thank you for... So why am I thinking of moving back? Number one, getting a job. Getting a job is not like rocket science, especially if you have zeroed your minds to do anything. When I moved here, I changed my location on LinkedIn here. I got a couple of DMs. I'm just going to put them here all over the screen from different recruiters, back to back, communications manager, account manager, PR account manager. It's usually PR account manager, brand strategist, and all of that. They're all senior roles. But the problem with those DMs from LinkedIn was that you cannot work full-time as a student. You have to do 20 hours per week as a student, so you're limited to 20 hours per week, and most of those companies want you to work full-time. And while I was excited about like these companies reaching out to me, I was also sad that I could not work full-time. I just had to like find a job that was willing to give me 20 hours to work. So I decided to work as a domiciliary carer. I got the contacts from my housemate, and I worked as a domiciliary carer. That job was hellfire. That job was hell. I hated it with passion. I hated it so much, but I kept on applying for other jobs, and I was lucky enough to get a job in a venture capitalist company as a PR and communication strategist, and it was remote. So for that particular job, we only work we worked 20 hours per week, obviously, and it was part-time because I'm a student, but we work from home, and we only go out like to London when we have events. The last event we attended was Account Text. It's like an accounting event and all of that, and my boss gave a presentation. We had like a stand there, and it was quite interesting to finally meet your team members after like meeting them online for the longest time. But finding a job is quite difficult. Most people don't have the opportunity to get a job in their field, so you're stuck doing care or support or working in a warehouse, which is aside bank, or you're working in as a tech bro, or you're working in advertising, or you're working, it depends on the industry that you're working in. For you to come here and start from scratch is not easy. This is why a lot of people are leaving, because most times, like, you know, it's not easy to get a job. Most people are dependent. You can ask them. It's easy to get a job, but it's not easy to get a job in your field. Like most times, they don't even count your experience in Nigeria as anything. Most of the interviews that I have done in this country, when they talk to me, they tell me that, oh, I can see that you've worked in a company in the US. That's what they say, like with joy sitting on their faces. Like, I can see that you've worked with a company in the US, and I'm thinking that maybe if I did not work with Tower 28, or I did not work with Pick My Case, or a couple of the US companies that actually worked with as a brand manager or lead strategist, maybe they will not even be reaching out to me, you know. Maybe they're actually reaching out to me because I have like foreign experience, I have US experience, I've worked with these US companies, and that's why they're reaching out to me. So I know that it's quite tasking to get a job in your field here if you just have Nigerian experience. People actually get it, people actually do it, but it's not easy to just start from scratch, especially if you're independent and you have like your own, you've come from your own field. It is quite challenging to get a job in your field, and that's one of the reasons that people are actually leaving. Not everybody wants to do care for how many years. Like it messes with your mental health. For a couple of times, I just like stopped doing care. Like, it's not that I have rich daddy, as you already know, my daddy is dead. It's not that I have rich mommy. My mommy is not rich, she's just okay. You know, she's not a rich mommy giving me money. She's not giving me money anymore. Like, I would not like that when I came here newly, she was sending me money every week, but she's not giving me money anymore because, like, you know, like, I'm an adult and all of that. So I don't have rich parents that are funding my life or something like that. So I just stopped because my mental health and physical health was declining. I was just like, you know what, I cannot do this thing anymore. I will not be doing this anymore. And most people get to that stage of burnout, especially when you're doing something that you don't like. You're doing care, you're wiping people's asses, you don't like that, and it's just really messes with your mental and physical health. So that's one of the reasons that I feel like moving back, you know? I feel like moving back. And this is why a lot of people are actually moving, because they find it very difficult to get a job in their field. They find it very difficult to get a job in their career path. They find it difficult to like get that career progression that they want. Most companies want them to start from scratch or something like that. They cannot get the senior role or the mid-level career role that they're looking for, so they're stuck with these jobs that are not. Another reason that I'm looking at moving away from here, moving somewhere, is the accommodation. Back in Nigeria, I used to live in a one-bedroom apartment. I paid 700,000 naira per year to live in that apartment. I had my bathroom, I had my toilet, I had my kitchen, I had my sitting room, I had my bedroom, I had a veranda, and I had a parking space. Even though I did not have a car, I was actually the only one in my in my building, yeah, in my building. I didn't have a car, but I had these things to myself. Didn't I don't like sharing stuff like this, do you understand? But here, you most likely have to share, because you might not be able to afford like a studio or a one-bedroom flat on your own, especially as a new immigrant, especially as someone that is not like married and you're literally living alone. You have to like learn to share stuff like kitchen, bathroom, oh my god, like kitchen, bathroom, toilet. And it's not the best experience, let's be honest here. Like, it's not the best experience to get an apartment, a one-bedroom apartment here in my city. Should be looking at maybe £800, £900, £1,000 unfurnished. To get a furnished one in a good place, in a good location that's close to maybe the mall, the railway station that has a closed bus station, should be looking at 1,100, 1,200. And how many students can actually afford that? With your 20 hours per week job, if you're doing 20 hours per week, you're earning £200 or thereabouts per week, and in a month you're earning like £800, not up to £1,000. So how exactly are you going to afford to pay for a £1,000 apartment, a one-bedroom flat, so you live alone? Like, how is that possible? So this is one of the issues that people just look at, and you're like, you know what, I know some people get lucky when it has to do with like sharing apartment and sharing, like, I do not like sharing stuff. Like, no, I do not like sharing like apartments and all of that. When I was living with my sister before, and then she moved and I retained the apartment and all of that. So it was living with my sister is like, really chilled and all of that. Had we know how to clean up after ourselves and all of that. And then she moved out, I retained the apartment and started paying the rent. And I was living on my own before I actually moved here. So like, from moving from that kind of comfort, where you have your own space, you have your own stuff, like my stuff, do you understand? My apartment, my things, my space, basically, to now having to share this stuff. Like, you're sharing the kitchen, you're sharing the washing machine. Like in Nigeria, I was not sharing my washing machine with anybody. It was in the apartment. But here you're now sharing these things. You're like, it's not the best. The third reason that people are actually leaving, aside from like the whole being unable to like afford the basic things like an apartment and all of that, is the fact that it's not the easiest combining work and school. Like, hear me out. When I was in Nigeria, I was working and studying, but working is not like working like this. I was working at my school radio station with I was co-hosting the show Crew Easy online FM with my friend Emeka. God bless his soul, God rest his soul. He's dead. He died like 2 months ago. And he usually comments on my channel anyway, so I'm just sad that he died. But he gave me my first radio experience and all of that. So I was actually co-hosting the show with him, and it's not like I was getting paid a lot. But when I was in school, like, I had family, like, they brought me to school, so obviously, like, obviously, my mother was giving me money, just paying my school fees. I had family members giving me money, my sister, my uncles, like my family members were coming through. So money was not the problem. I was not working for money in school. I was just working because like I wanted to work and I wanted to have that radio experience, and I had like ample time to concentrate on my studies. But here you're going to find a balance to combine your studies with school. Like it's not the easiest, to be honest. Like most times I actually like struggle in school. Last semester I struggled in school. I don't even know how I was able to pass, but I struggled academically in school with my assignments, like submitting them on time, procrastination, my mental health, a lot of stuff. I had struggled with a lot of stuff, and it was not like the funniest thing. So people are actually leaving because maybe they find it difficult to combine like work and school. They're like, what am I even doing here? This school safe. Wait till concern this school. I really want to go this school, I really want Jackpot. What do they do for this school? So you see people actually frustrated with the whole school thing, do this assignment, do that, attend classes, sign in, clock in, do this and all of that. And they sit down and ask themselves, what do they really do? This school where I come, so what concern this school? You understand? This school, I really want to come to this school something. So they sit down and ask themselves these questions. And the reason why people are living here is like it's hard to find a family. I'm not like saying that you find your mother, your father, or something like that. Find your tribe. Oh god, I really miss Lagos, Nigeria, to be honest. It was so freaking cool because my friends and I think we were all working from, yeah, we were all working from home basically. Everybody was working from home. Like even after the pandemic, everybody was working from home. So when we want to like go out or something like that, we just like on Tuesday or something like that, we just go out wherever we want. But there's family. You have like this sense of family and community there, so you can like your friends are like maybe 20 minutes away or something, they're just around you. But here most of the time you're dealing with stuff alone, maybe except you have a partner or you have like friends. And even making friends is really difficult. Do you understand? It's not easy to make friends here, to be honest. Most times even your apartment and all of that, you don't see your neighbors in years. It's not like in Lagos I knew my neighbors. I just knew my immediate neighbor and like just hi neighbor, not like I know where you're from or I know where you work, or nobody knows that and all of that. It was quite like mind your business. But it's not easy to actually find good friends here. You're going to find friends like I used to tell Chisi, go and make other friends. And then when she tries to make a friend and it don't work out, she's like, why do you want to dispose of me? You're the one that's starting to make friends, and look at what's happening to me or something like that. You get so making friends here is not easy. Finding a family community is not easy. You have to really be you have to really look at just it's hard. Please, it's actually difficult to make friends here. And that's one of the reasons that people are leaving, because you just feel so alone, you feel so lonely if you don't have a partner. You don't have friends, like who will you talk to? You just be depressed like every 3 business days and all of that. You don't have anybody to like share stuff with. You don't have anybody to talk to. I think there was one time in July I was very, very sick. Like I was very, very, I didn't tell my mom because she has BP problems. So I just told her when I had recovered. I didn't tell her that I was not feeling well. So I stayed here. Thank God I think of my partner basically. I'll stay here and I would cry. I would writhe in pain. I would cry. I would lie on the floor. Most times I would just be hitting it was so freaking bad. I could not walk. I could not walk. I could not work. And nobody knew, except my partner, because like who do you want to call? Except just a few of my friends. Who do you want to call? Who do you want to tell? Or something like that. Or now recently, like for the past 3 weeks, I've been having issues with my physical and mental health. I made a video about me being depressed and all of that. If you've not seen this, I'm going to put the link here. And regarding my physical health, I've really been ill. Like I have this pain in my pelvic, in my right pelvic, which they say it might be appendicitis or something like that. Yesterday when I went to school, it was like a drama center. I was really like, it was so bad in school. I had to leave class. I just wanted to lie down on the floor. It was so dramatic. If you see my face here, if you had seen my face yesterday, you asked me what's the matter, you know that something was obviously wrong and all of that. So when you're having these kind of things or you're feeling like this, you need people, you need a community of people that would like look after you, or and if you don't have that, like I don't know, you can probably die alone in your room and nobody. Another reason that people actually leave, especially after studying here, is the fact that studying here does not guarantee your stay here. studying here does not guarantee you stay here. So you have to find a job that would sponsor you with on the tier 2 visa or something like that, which is not readily available. But I think if you look deeper, you see that. But so most people actually do care jobs and support jobs, and like they do it for 5 years. But most people actually leave because they can't see themselves doing these jobs for 5 years. So they'd rather go to a place like Canada where their stay is not tied to a job or something like that. For someone like me that's a job hopper, if you check my CV, you see that I've worked in a lot of places and all of that. I think the longest place that I stayed in was Star 28. It was the last company that I worked with because I really, really loved it there. Aside from the fact that I did campaigns for some of these big companies, I loved the experience. I'm still in contact with my colleagues from that company and all of that. I move jobs easily and all of that. I can't stay. I don't think I can actually stay and my stay will be tied to a job, especially a job that I don't like. I don't think that I can do a care sponsorship here that sponsor my visa. I would rather move to another country or go back to Nigeria, because most people actually do this because like you just have to endure it because you just want to stay for 5 years and then get the something leave to remain, something ILR. I can't remember. I'll just put it on the screen when I'm editing. But people actually leave because they don't want to do care, they don't want to do support, they don't want to be stuck in a job they don't like for 5 years. Because if you without the job you can't stay here, you have to do the job for 5 years on the tier 2 visa before you now get the permanent residency and then citizenship. Unlike a country like Canada, where you can even get your permanent residency from Nigeria, and then when you get to the country you can try out as many careers as you want until you find the one that you're actually passionate about, try out as many jobs as you want until you find the one that you're passionate about, because your stay is not tied to any job. But here your stay is tied to a job. So if you don't find a job, you are not going to stay here. You're going to leave when your visa expires. So most people actually leave because they don't want to just stay in any job. They're not desperate to just do any job for the sake of doing the job. They actually want to do a job that they're passionate about. So that's why most people there are still more reasons. The weather is another one. The weather is it's not like the weather in Canada is great. It's even worse there because I can hear from my family members there and my friends there that it's snowing in like in Calgary, in Saskatchewan, in Manitoba. Yeah, in British Columbia. It's snowing in Canada right now. They're already in winter. So it's not like the weather is better there or something like that. The weather here is bad, basically. Some people leave because of the weather, but some people actually leave to other places with harsher weather and with harsher weather conditions like Canada. Some people leave because of the weather, but it's not better that you go to a place that has a harsh weather condition where you are free to do what you want to do and you don't have to like stay in a job that you don't like because you're waiting for 5 years to get permanent residency. It's not better for you to be a permanent resident in a country. It's not better for you to be a permanent resident in a country where your stay is not tied to a job. You just like get a permanent residency and stay and become a citizen. Do you understand? Am I looking to leave the United Kingdom? To be honest, I don't know. I don't know. Do I like living here? Yeah, I like living here. Am I going to change my experience for anything? No, I'm not. Am I looking at moving to Nigeria? I don't know. Am I going to stay back here after my studies? I do not know. Am I going to move to Canada after my studies since I have like family members and friends there? I do not know if I'm going to move to Canada. I do not know if I'm moving back to Nigeria. For now, I'm just focused on finishing my master's because I know that a lot of people do not really like school, but I do. Do you understand? I do. I actually like studying, especially studying something that I like. I really like my course because I already have like 5 years of experience in marketing communication. So it's only reasonable I study something related to where I have experience in. So I actually love my course. I love what I'm working. I love my thesis topic. I love what I'm working on. I love what I'm researching on. I really like studying. So for now, I'm just focusing on studying. If I'm going to move out of the UK, if I'm going to move away from the UK after my studies, I do not know. If I'm moving back to Nigeria, I don't know anything about the future. Now I'm just focused on my studies. This is not a video that's telling you not to come, just telling you the harsh realities of moving here. It's not easy. I know that most times I make videos and I tell you guys I'm truly happy here, and I'm not denying the fact that I'm truly happy here because I am happy here. I'm just telling you that this is why people are living. This is why people are actually packing up their bags after spending millions to come here. This is why people actually move out from the UK to other countries or move back to their home country, just in case you're wondering why people are moving from the UK to maybe Nigeria or to Canada or to the US or to other countries. If you're looking to come here, by all means do. It's a very good experience. There's constant electricity, you have water, like you always have water. Yeah, you have lights. You don't have that in Nigeria. You have water, you have like you feel safe, you can go out and come back anytime you want without being worried. Most times in Lagos, I don't even like go out with my laptop at night. I leave it at home. I don't go on my phone at night. I leave it at home. I leave it inside and go out just so that nobody will steal from me or something like that. Here, I'm not saying that there are not bad people here, but the crime rate is quite low compared to Nigeria, so you feel safe. Or I take walks in the middle of the night and all of that, and I don't feel like someone's going to snatch my bag or take something from me and all of that. So it's not bad here. If you want to come, you should definitely, you need to come and experience this kind of life, so you know that that trenches life in Nigeria is not is not the standard. It's not the standard, yeah. So you need to really come here and experience like life here. That's all I can say. But I just made this video to tell you guys why people are thinking of moving. So in case you people complaining about the UK and all of that, please give them grace. It's not easy to just come from maybe doing well in Nigeria. Maybe some people had houses in Nigeria, they sold it all to come here. So when you see those people complaining about moving here, please give them the grace. Instead of saying come back, come back, come back, people are free to complain if they don't like it, but that doesn't mean that they want to come back. They're just telling you that I have a problem with people just saying, oh, don't come, don't come, don't come. Don't discourage people to come. Share your experience, but share the good parts and the bad parts, and then let them make their decision if they want to come. Do you understand? Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow me on Instagram. And please, like, help me and pray that this interview that I did today with this marketing communications agency, that I'm going to get a job. I also have another interview on Thursday, and I think another one next week. So I will give you guys the feedback about how it went. Okay. Thank you. Bye.